So on April the 24th, I leave Shrewsbury on a bike with all the kit that I need for an 18-month cycle ride, basically. I'm going to be cycling over the course of about 15 months to Sydney in Australia. So we're going to be going through, crossing Europe, sort of aiming towards Istanbul, sort of following the Danube down to Istanbul, and then it's taking the Silk Road into China, and then Southeast Asia, and then eventually through Indonesia into Australia, and yeah, aiming to get to Sydney in 15 months' time. That's the plan. But we haven't really got, we're not in a huge rush. There's nothing I need to get there for as such, but that's kind of the time frame that we're working to, financially as much as anything. I mean, I decided to do the laser eye surgery for cycling reasons, because I'd done a lot of practice trips, obviously in the run-up, and I noticed that with the rain and the weather in England, cycling with glasses on when it's raining is actually really dangerous, to be honest with you. I found that my glasses would steam up, water would sort of collect on the lenses, and I was constantly wiping, and then it would leave sort of quite a blurred sort of field of vision anyway. And there was a couple of instances where they were quite scary, just because I didn't see potholes on the road or things like that. So I knew something had to be done about it. I'd worn contacts before when I was in Dubai, but I just never really enjoyed wearing them. I don't know whether it was the humidity over there, but my eyes were constantly dry. But obviously when you're doing this sort of trip, contacts don't really make much sense, because you're not going to be cleaning yourself for sort of days on end, and obviously you dipping into the solution and dirty fingers and whatever else, like you're asking for an eye infection basically. And the difference is just ridiculous. Not having to worry about the glasses to start with, but also the appreciation of even sort of things like just the views that you come to. I mean, once you get to the top of a hill or a mountain, you want to be able to see all the way to the horizon and see what's around you and sort of appreciate what you're seeing. And so it's making a huge difference to that. And obviously the other thing is road signs as well. When you're approaching a road sign and you're sort of panicking when you come to sort of a few meters from it because you can't read it, you might make a wrong turn, or you might do something, might have a bit of a nightmare and sort of go the wrong way. Whereas now that's not a worry at all. So yeah, it's made an absolutely huge difference. We're going to go through a total of 25 countries, although our route is quite flexible. I mean, we've got to be quite, certainly flexible in the sort of Middle East region. Getting visas for Iran and some of the Central Asian countries and China can be quite tricky. And sometimes they just put an outright ban on sort of letting Westerners into certain countries. So we've got to be flexible. We want to avoid getting on a plane at all costs. But if we have to sort of reroute through Georgia and maybe sort of into Kazakhstan, then so be it. But on paper at the moment, it's 25 countries. But yeah, so it's about 18,000 miles, I think. Well, I think laser eye surgery's made the world of difference for this trip. I generally think it wouldn't be possible if I didn't have this treatment. I think it's going to be the start of probably a few more trips after that, I'd like to think.